Hello and welcome to BISP Solution. So friends, in today's let's continue to Oracle Fusion financial configuration, that is accounts receivable. So in the previous sessions we have already covered these topics: receivable system options configuration, define transaction types, transaction sources, auto accounting rule configuration, and create payments. So after creating a payments, now we are going to do our first topic of the session is creating statement cycles. Create statement cycles. Okay, so the statement cycles, it is like that how often we want to send the statement to customer, so we create the statement cycle. In most of the cases the customer won't want to ask the statement, but if we are having a customer that is a contractual customers, they want to send the statement of their ledger or etc, so we create the statement cycles in the Fusion. Okay, so the statement cycles can be prepared monthly, it can be prepared quarterly, or it can be prepared at any customization date. So the statement cycle is like we are just sending some ledger to our customers. Okay, if you have we have seen in the accounts payable there is not an account not a statement cycle, because if we want to ask about the statement of the supplier, the supplier will forward us about that, so how much the payment has been outstanding and how much it has been cleared. So this is why we are going to create the statement cycles. As I already explained you in the previous sessions that in while doing the accounts receivable configuration, we have to do first the configuration, then we can do. But in the accounts payable the things were doing manually or directly. Okay, so in the accounts receivable there is a different scenarios. So we go in the application. So in the application we go to a implementation project. Okay, we go to a implementation project. So we go to a implementation project. Okay, in the task search bar we have to search it statement cycles. Okay. So we have, so only one path is given, so we'll go to there directly, and here you will go to manage statement cycle. So we click on go to task options, go to task arrow, and we go there. Okay, so here we will create the task. Okay, so from here we create the task. Okay, so we will provide the name of the statement cycle, that is SPL monthly. So we want the name of the statement cycle to be monthly. Okay, and the interval period we will, here you can see there is three options. There are three options. We can forward the statement cycles to the customer, that is the monthly, weekly, and quarterly. So there is you can see there is no options of half yearly or yearly. Thus we have to provide in these type of three intervals. So we'll select a monthly. From here on below, if you see the cycle dates, cycle date is means that from which date you want to give the statement to the customer. Okay, that is the date from which date you will forward the statement cycle. From the date the customer will ask, or you make the configuration in the application. So we created it. So we are just creating the statement cycle monthly, so we have to provide 12 cycle dates. If you are going to weekly, then it is depend upon your customers involvement or concentration when he was going to ask this statement cycles. Otherwise, how much you can create n numbers of cycle dates depends upon the interval cycle. Okay, so we have to select a business unit. So we have to select a business unit. We have to provide the date. So we will provide the date to 30th. We will provide the date of 31st August. Okay, we will have to provide monthly, so we'll create 2 3. Okay, again we have to select the business unit. Okay, if you ask me why there we have to select a business unit, suppose you are having a business 2 or 3 business units, and your one customer is dealing with your two more than one business unit, but the customer wants the cycle to be provided to him. So by this you will be you will be selecting the cycle date from here by selecting different business unit and selecting the statement date. Yes, having a different business unit can be a same statement date. Okay, so we have to create the statement date according to the business unit. Yeah, so you cannot create you cannot create a similar date to two business units. We have to provide different dates of a different statement. Okay, so we can create one business unit with one date, or two business unit with one date, but one date with two same business unit cannot be done here. Okay, so this is how we will create the business unit. We click save and close, and here we have completed the management statement cycles. Okay, so the now next topic it is the next topic is the collector creation. Okay, the collector, uh, by the name we understood the collector means basically the collection. The collector means the person who collects, but in this Oracle Fusion, the collector is the one who collects the payments from the supplier, from the customers. Okay, or the collector follows the customer about how and when the payment will be received by him. So here it means the collector means the collection of a payment of a payments from the customers. Okay, there can be many collectors, but here, so how we will add and how will this collector creation will work in the Oracle Fusion Financial. So we can see and check it here in the application. So in the application we go and search on the task icon under our implementation projects. All the configurations we are doing in the implementation projects. Okay, so we will search the collectors in the task icon. Okay, collectors task icon, and here you can see only a single path is available. Only a single path is available in a search option. So we will go there directly, and we click on go to task icon, and here we will create the collector. Okay, before we go to there, you will see that we have created the statement cycles, whether it has been created successfully or not. You can go and search it down. Here you can give the name. Okay, two cycle dates has been created. Okay, let's go cancel it, and let's move to the collectors. So manage collectors, go to task option, to the task icon. Here we have to collect it. Okay, so we have to provide the name. the name of the collector. The here we can employ we can appoint any collector who is not an employee in an organization, or we can that is the contract basis, contract basis that we are going to see later about the variations of the collector. Okay, but here we will see. Here I will add the collector name, suppose, but we have to provide the employee as well. So the collector have to be appointed in the whether it is a whether it is a temporary collector or it is a permanent collector. We have to give him the access, or we have to give him the status of an employee. So remember, we have to provide the employee for the collector name. Okay, so we will just select, or it can be the sub employee, but it is rather we have to select the employer. Okay, so we will give the collector name is SPL collector. Okay, so it is a type of an employee. We cannot be say that this type can be edited. This type is predefined by the application, and any collector we appoint should be an employee in the organization. Okay, we will give the name of the employee, that is SPL. Okay, and collector set. Here we have to select this collector set to be common set, because the common set is available and we can access to that. We haven't defined it. Okay, so this is how the collector collector can be created. We click save and close, and we have done this. Okay, so now the next topic is to create the customer profile. To create customer profile class. Okay, so now here is the customer case. So create customer profile class means that we have to classify the customer. Okay, what do you mean by classifying the customer? That is a good customer, that is a bad customer, or an excellent customer, or average customer, or etc. So we have to create the customer profile, and we have to assign the profile classes here. Okay, so as we have seen in the supplier time, we create the supplier through the procurement. Here there is nothing related to the customer. Okay, we can set it down in the we can so we have to create the okay, so we will create a customer. Okay, here the topic will be customer, not a profile class. Profile class will be of creating after that. No, customer create customer profile. Okay, sorry, class. Okay, that is the bad customer or a good customer here. Okay, okay, so now we will go to a project, and we will search it down to the customer profile class. Okay, So the customer profile class, there is two, it is the same path with different, we can go to any other path. Okay, so from here we go and click manage receivable customer profile classes. We go to task options and we'll add it down. Here you can see the profile class name. If we have already been created the customer profile class, then we have to search it down and we can look it after it. We will go and click add button. Okay, and we create a customer. Here you can see the profile class name is to given, so we will provide the standard name. Okay, the description we want to copy it there. Status will be the collector we have already been created, so we will select a collector, that is SPL collector. Okay, and you can see the tolerance will be 0%. Okay, and if you move below, you can see the balance forward billing. We are not just doing this balance forward billing, we will see later when we create invoice, and we will do some 10 activities in the coming up section. So we'll go throughout these topics and we'll cover it. Okay, so I'm just doing only the options, only the configuration which is related to this topic. Okay, so the payment terms, we have to define the payment terms. As we have already created the payment terms, so we will select one of our two payment terms. Okay, we'll go and search it down, our payment terms. We'll click OK. Now here this is mandatory, so it has been allowed there. Okay, so we'll come here and you can see the statement cycle is already been selected, defaulted by monthly. Why it is been defaulted monthly? Because we have selected there, so the application is directly move that that configuration into this configuration. Okay, so this is how the customer class will be created. Suppose if you want to create the class name, that is if you want to give any designation, that is the bed or the name or the good, you can provide it and you can just attach it here. Because of this late charges, the late charges you can see is been hidden. When we enable the that will be all the gray out options will be able to move forward, and we can add down. We will see when we create the invoice to the account receivable, and when we receive the late payments, and how this will be done here. Okay, so now we will click save and close, and now you can see if we will search it down a class name. Okay, you can search it here. Okay, so this is how the customer profile class will be created. Now next topic will come if the RDS. Okay, create a reference data set for customer site. Okay, so if you remember, or you if you have remember my previous sessions about the accounts payable, or if you know about the accounts payable, you know this this topic name, that is the reference data set. The reference data set we have already been created in the accounts payable. Okay, so now we will go and set the reference data set. Okay, in the project, in a project we will have completed this manage receivable customer profile classes. Now we'll move forward to the reference data sets. Okay, so now we'll go to manage reference data set. Okay, go to the task option, and we will create the name. as you have seen before, we making in the accounts payable before providing the payment terms to the supplier, or you can see to the employee. When we are doing the common options in the accounts payable, we have defined the reference data set. So that reference data set is set up under the payment terms that we have created. But here we have to create the data reference data set for the customer side. Okay, because there it is not related to the customer side, but here we have to assign this RDS to the customer side. Okay, we will create the data set here. Okay, we have to provide SPLAR reference data set. Okay, we just copy paste it. Okay, and we click save and close. So now this, so we have to assign this data set. We have to assign this data set to the business unit. Okay, that is this difference data set, that is the customer side, we have to assign to the business unit. So if we don't assign this RDS to the business unit, the application will not understand or will not work as we like. Okay, so we have to assign the reference data set. So we'll search it down, business unit, set assignment. Okay, business unit set assignment, and we will go to the task option. Here you can see like we have seen in the previous session, when we are doing the transaction type, transaction sources, or we have created the payment terms, we just use the reference data set code, that is the common. Okay, why we have said the that set code common? Because if we have selected that set code is other than, then we are unable to configure the receivables of the transaction type and the transaction sources. The transaction type and the transaction sources will not be able to capture the business unit and will not be able to perform the task when we do the transactions. Okay, so here we have to select the accounts payable data set. Okay, as I had already shown you in the previous session as well. So we will have to assign the reference data set that we have just created. Okay, so we'll go to the customer account side to change it. Okay, okay, customer account side, we will change it and we search it down to a reference data set. Okay, here you can see the SPL RDS is the reference data set name of the accounts payable, and SPLAR, that is we have given extra name for not getting confused while selecting the RDS. Okay, so we have to select this the reference data set. Okay, click on OK and we click save and close. Okay, hold on a second. So we have completed this topic as well. Okay, now we perform two tasks in one configuration, that is create customer and create customer site and address. Okay, so if you have created the supplier in the accounts payable configuration, you will see that here we have to for that we have to assign the suppose as you can see, when we were doing the accounts payable configuration, we have created the implementation project manager. Okay, that have to assign the status as an employee. Okay, for the employee. Then we have to provide him the role of supplier manager. Okay, after that we have to give him the procurement agent. Okay, all these conditions have to be fulfilled to be a supplier. Okay, to create a supplier. So all these configurations have to be done for creating a supplier. Okay, but here in the customer, in the receivables, there is no such conditions. Why there is no such condition? Because we have to create a customer as a normal here. We don't have to give him the procurement agent, or we don't have to assign or give the roles of the supply of an employee or any other such managerial things. There is no such task have to be done here. We have to just simply create the customer. Okay, and of course we will create the customer site and address as we have already done in the payables, but we have to do it again like this. Okay, so we will go to a project. The project name will be given as the create customer. Okay, create customer. So there is a two task creation has been done. We can select anyone, both are the same paths, and we'll go directly to the here. Okay, create customers. So now you can see the organization type. If you want to create a customer type, that is the organization, you can create the organization. If you want to create a customer as a person, you can create a person. Okay, suppose we are taking the customer type, that is the organization. In the making of the supplier, we have seen there is lot of supplier type is of like the corporation, the private company or the public company, the INC, the tax authority, the inventory, etc. But as such we have to be create only two customer. That is the type 1 is the organization, and the type 2 will be the person. Okay, so now we'll provide him the name. Okay, registry ID will be the automatic. The account number is also been created automatic. If you want to add it, or if a person has different registry ID or a different account number, you can override it. Okay, we will provide the name, that is SPL customer 1. Okay, the dues number, the taxpayer identification number, if you want to give, you can give the established date. All the related information to the customer can be provided from here. Okay, so the customer type, that is whether this account type will be the external or internal, it can be, you can select it. So we will see the letter options. The customer class, that is the customer class will become up here. That is a consumer, corporate, gyms, etc. All the related customer class will be come up here. We will be fulfilled as per the customer. Okay, as per the type of the customer. Okay, so here the accounts address site, we have created our accounts address site, that is SPL MRFARDS. We have to select it, and the date is randomly has been selected here. Okay, we have to provide the address of the customer, as we have already provided the address to the supplier. Okay, but remember here we don't have to provide the address before the site. We can add the site name. Okay, so we'll provide the site name SPL site. Okay, countries will be United States, SPL customer 1 address. Okay, we have to search it down, the postal codes, by the postal codes, and it can be selected. So we can select the address. Okay, So now if you come below, you will see the address purposes. You can click on address purposes and you can see the purpose. The site has been provided and we have to provide the address. So the address will be the ship to bill to, or it can be any bill to. Okay, if we can create it the ship to, or it can be created the bill to. Okay, bill to as well. Bill to site, that is the same address will be. If you want to create any another site, you can create other site, that is the ship to, and the bill to site will be provided as PL. So the same address of the ship to will be provided. Suppose if you want to give any other address, you can give this topic. Okay, now save and close. So we have created the customer and the site of the customer along with the address and here. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, click on done and we go and manage the customer again. Okay, and we go and see on manage customers. Okay, here manage customer will provide the manage customer here. Now here, after creating the customer, I will see here. Okay, we will see up here, and now you can see the profile class, that is default, that is given by the Oracle, the Oracle Fusion defaulted. Okay, so we don't want to select the profile class will be default because we have already created the profile class, that is the SPL standard one. So we have to select this. How can we select this? Here we are unable to see it because all is uneditable. So we click on actions and we click correct record. Okay, while creating a correct record, you can see all the gray out options will be editable. Okay, so we create the SPL standards. Okay, here you can see if you change the, okay, and we click yes. Okay, and we click save and close. Okay, after creating the save and close options, you can see on below, that is the SPL customer accounts we have covered. You can see the site. When you click the site number, okay, on the site number, now you will go to the site details. Okay, and you go to the profile history and you create a site profile here. Okay, so again it is given the default, so we have to select again to a SPL standards. Okay, yes. So after creating the profile class, after selecting a profile class, you will be able to see that all the information that we are provided while creating a customer and customer site and address, all the changes will be come up here. Okay, so we click save and close, again save and close, and done. So now, so this is how we can create a customers. So you will ask why we are going continue again save and close and again managing, because the system will take some time to make the changes. So we have to create a customer profile first, then we have to save, and then we have to change the change the profile history to override it from the default to creating a profile creator, then we have to change the site creation. Okay, so we have created the create a customer, and we have created the site and address. So now we move forward, and that is we will create remit to address. Okay, and we have another topic, that is let's first finish this topic. Okay, so remit to address means where a customer has to send the payments, that is our address. It means it is different from the collection creator, or it can be collector creation, where the customer is paying to us to our address, that is to our address. Okay, so okay, so we will go and click on remit to address. Okay, there is only one path, so we'll select this, and we'll go to the manage receivable, manage remit to address. Okay, okay, we'll go to the task option, and we create it. Okay, here we have to select reference remit to address dataset, that is we have created already, that is AR. So we click on OK. Okay, we click save and close, and we will search our address. Okay, okay, we will search it down, and from here we will select this site number. Okay, when we click on this button, okay, on the side button, and we will select a country. Okay, state is address. If you want to select the address, you can select the state. So I'm just creating, and click save and close. Okay, if you want to add, you can add it from here. So now this is, if you click this on edit button, okay, if you want to give any address, you can provide the address from here. Okay, so now we click done, and we done it. Okay, so okay, so this is how the remit to address has been created. So now the next topic, and this is the last topic of today's session, that is standard memo lines creation. Okay, these lines is a non-inventory lines where we can keep for maintenance the system. Suppose if we are providing, it means that we have to providing the lines creation. Suppose if we providing services, that we can put the service the memo line. If we go and select, and we want to issue the invoice of a service, okay, we don't have to search it down the customer, we just select the service options that is under the lines option creation, and when we can create this. Okay, so how does it will be done in the application? Okay, so in the application we have to search it down the memo lines. Okay, there is only one path you can go, and you can select the manage standard memo lines from here, and we will go to task, and we create a memo lines. Okay, So the memo line site will be the common. We will select a common site. Okay, common site, select the common site. The name we can provide any name we want to provide. Suppose SPL Oracle Receivables. Okay, the description can be same or it can be different if you want to make it. Okay, the type will be the line. There is no debit memo, reversal of freight or charges, chargeback, that we will do later. Okay, from here. Okay, and after this, from this add icon we will assign the business unit. After assigning the business unit, it will capture it directly to the revenue account. Okay, we'll go to the advanced search, select the business unit. After selecting the business unit, you can be able to see the revenue. The revenue account has been created, so you can see it. Okay, we click on OK and save and close. So you can search it down as well. You can see the descriptions and the name of the memo lines. Okay, so today we have completed this topic. So one more session is going to take to configure all the accounts receivable configuration. After that we are going to do certain exercise activities like creating invoice for the customers and receiving the payments, and the discount and etc, all the reporting. Okay, so here we end this session. So thank you for joining the session.